Story 1. This happened to me back in 2005. I was 14 at the time. My parents split up in 2000. However, a problem with finances made my mom sell the house that we were living in. She had a big sign on the front yard, big yellow for sale with black letters. The house was 2 floors. We had some sort of white telephone. I wouldn't call it a telephone. It's more like a device that looked like a telephone. So whenever someone rang the doorbell, we could hear the person outside and talk to them. And we had two buttons. One to buzz the person in. The other one was a light. I never figured out what that thing was, but I knew how to open the door. So I used to live with my mom, my sister, and my grandmother. So one day, the three of them leave, and my mom saying, "You're already a teenager. You can stay there home alone. Nothing bad will happen." You know, the typical stranger danger. Don't open the door to anybody else. All right. So my mom trusted me. I felt really responsible. So I was playing my favorite online game. I didn't play with music. Um, I was just playing my sounds of the PC and the sounds of the game, which was very low. And I heard the doorbell, which sounded to the entirety of the house. I pick up the phone device, and the guy on the other end told me, "Hey kid, I'm here to take some pictures of your house your mom sent me." I replied to him very skeptical. "My mom didn't tell me anybody was coming." He replied, "It's okay. Let me in. It's just a couple of pictures to help your mom's sell the house." Quickly I realized there was something wrong, so I told him, "Let me ask my mom," not letting him know that I was alone. As soon as I said that, I heard a car engine starting, and I peek out through my window, and I noticed a white van speeding like crazy, on full speed on the corner. When my mom came home, I asked her, "Do you send anybody to take pictures of the house?" Because there was a man trying to get in telling me that he was going to take pictures of the house. My mom had a look of terror. She hugged me and she said, "No, I didn't send anybody. Good thing you didn't open." And she probably realized how close I was to let a stranger inside our house that was trying to take advantage of a bad financial moment that we were experiencing. But what I never really figured out was, how did he know everybody was out and I was the only one there? He clearly knew that my mom wasn't there. He told me explicitly, "I'm here to take pictures of the house. Your mom sent me. You'll have to know that my mom is out." Technology in 2005, especially in Central America, wasn't that good, that we were posting that we're not in house or that we were having dinner outside or lunch outside. And I'm pretty sure this guy was either uh, at the right place at the right time on his predator mind, or maybe he was spying on me, trying to get me alone to do God knows why. Story number 2. This also happened on that house that I was telling you about, but this was in 2006. Before we moved from that house because we had to sell it, ever since we arrived to that house, we had a creepy feeling about it. Like it was not welcome to us. Since since day one, we had these stairs. The people from the moving company almost fell like 5 times, claiming something grabbed me, something pushed me. Almost anybody, including myself, almost trip and fall. My grandma was a very superstitious person. She used to believe in this supernatural, and she told me she felt something grabbing her ankles when she went up or downstairs. My grandma was a very serious person. She survived World War II in Italy. She rarely said anything by joke. She was very serious when she meant something. But yes, she was a very believer in this paranormal and superstitious and anything related to that. She was also very religious, and to the point that she sometimes had dreams that came true. She always used to tell us this story that she dreamt how her mother will die, and the next day where she dreamt that a bomb fell where she were with her family, and her mom died bleeding out, which is very scary. She told us that story many times, as old people forget. She told us many, many times. Our second floor of the house, our second floor of the house had the rooms, and the lower one had a big living room, the kitchen, and I guess you can call it a guest room that my mom turned into a office. Yeah, a small home office. I used to help my mom with a business that she ran with my dad. One afternoon, I remember that I was working with her because she will pay me every now and then. I used to tell her not to pay me because I know how hard it is to have a small business. So we were working there. I was just talking with my mom while we had a small TV, watching movies and whatnot while working. Very very fun times. And suddenly, we heard a banging noise, like somebody was dashing up the stairs up and down like two times, and it was so loud that I still shake to this day when I remember the sound. It was like somebody was falling, tripping through the stairs, so loud and so, I want to say, angrily, that every step was like it was like a tornado or an earthquake that was shaking the entirety of the house. And when that stopped, my mom said, "Somebody's going to die." And I asked her, "What?" And she said, "Somebody's going to die." And as soon as she said that, 2 minutes later, the phone rang. It was my aunt telling us that my uncle just died, that he killed himself in the car. My mom told me, whenever somebody that you love or cares about you kills itself or dies, they will either touch you or make some loud noises where you are, just to let you know that they're leaving and that's their last chance to see you, even though you cannot see them. I was able to figure out how my mother knew that and how she, by instinct, told me that, or if that house could manifest that energy for the spirits. Story number three. This also happened back in 2006 on the same house from my previous stories. As a teenager, you're in the line between adult and a kid. So one day you want to listen to, some very grungy music or rock music and say everything sucks. And the next one you want to play soccer in your backyard, pretend that you're a famous soccer player. I used to rush the stairs up and down like if somebody was chasing me. I had a lot of energy. I think they diagnosed me with hyperactive disorder. And yeah, so you know how those kids are. My grandma and my mom told me, "You're gonna trip someday, you're gonna fall, impossibly, you are gonna break your legs, break your back, or even worse, you can probably die." Thinking that that was gonna scare me as any teenager, I said, "Yeah, right." So, as a 15-year-old, you never listen. We had a Doberman dog, and I loved that dog. He's long gone by now. And I used to rush downstairs to take him to the park or just play with him with a few toys that he had and spend hours and hours upon end just playing with him because I love my dog that my father got for us. So one day it was a Saturday morning, I remember, and I was rushing down the stairs and I trip from these stairs. But I want you to imagine these stairs. They're straight and then take a left and then go straight back up. So there's like a wall, like a big wall, where you have to make the turn. 2 or 5 stairs before I reached the wall, I tripped. So I was gonna go face first on that wall. And I realized that I was looking at the wall directly and I thought, this is it. I'm going to die. And something grabbed me, something made me fly or levitate to the point that it was like instead of going face first, it was like somebody arranged my body so I land on my feet. I landed very next to the wall without hitting my head, and my feet didn't hurt. Nothing was broken, but I saw the wall so close that I thought I was gonna hit it and break my head or my skull or my neck. What I don't know is why this happened, who or what did that, but I know that something made me not to be all instantly killed against a wall by tripping, and I will never know. That house was haunted with good and evil spirits, and I was so lucky that when I tripped, one of them grabbed me and made me literally fly and land on my feet. And I just stared there for 15 minutes, sweating cold, realizing how close I was to almost dying, and realizing this house had so many mysteries.